Okay, I am back. I am back. And we've got a lot going on today. And the first thing I want to say is I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm sorry if I am mushy, but that's just who I am. Let's move this out of the way because I really don't need it. That was like seriously a purchase that I didn't really need. But first off, I want you to allow me to have just a few minutes of your time to just say some mushy things. Okay, you guys are females, y'all are women. Most of y'all that listen to me or watch me are females, and you know how we are. It's called being a Venetian. We get emotional, especially when we're the age that we are right now. Gosh, I was trying to hold my composure, but a little bit of a crackle came out there. Woo. All right, help me, Lord. All right, I guess we should address the elephant in the room, right? But I need to get myself situated so that you guys can see and I can get off this leg and sit down. So yeah, y'all, I've been crying all day, off and on all day. So please, will you bear with me and just kind of hang out with me? Grab yourself a drink. This is going to be one of those videos that I hope not to make too long, but I do want to share myself with you. I love y'all in the name of Jesus, because without Jesus, there is no us. Without the Father, there is no us. Y'all, the past 2 weeks, things have been going so well in my life, like mountaintop time. Everything has just like been going my way. And when I say my way, I mean I've been doing extra good on keto. I've been extra disciplined. I have lost several inches. Yay. That's a big win for body composition. And I lost 1 pound this week. Yay. And my time, I've been praying to Jesus, you know, Jesus, please let us have time together. Please, 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 Lord, that, you know, please let me have uninterrupted time with you. And he's been doing it. He's just been doing it. And I've been feeling his presence, and he's been doing it. And he's been getting involved in the tiny little practical, functional things in my life, right? And it's like things that, you know, most people wouldn't expect Jesus to get involved in, but you know how he is. He's all in your business now. When you invite him, that's it. You can give it up. And it's like, I'll pray for something small and to me, it might be like stupid or whatever. And he will just make that thing happen. And it's like, wow, you really do care about the little things that might be considered futile to some, but not to others, you know. And I'm not going to get into it. It's too long, and we would be here till Jesus came. So I'm just going to just say he's been really moving and making his presence known, and in the little things, you know, that I ask for. Like nothing is too hard for him. Like nothing is too, you know, futile for him if it matters to you. Excuse me. I'm sorry. And I mean, he's just been like going out of his way to make sure that everything goes smooth and perfect for me lately. And I just am tripping over it, you know. And I've been, you know, pretty sad, frustrated for a while, right? And if you see fear movement, that's me getting my leg adjusted. And I was feeling like, you know, I was pressing my way through, you know. I mean, I still had joy, you know, but it was just that there was like this particular area in my life where it was just like, I'm just ready to just, you know. And I just continue to pray, plead the blood of Jesus. You guys, you know how it is. And the next thing I know, you know, there's just this, things just start changing and flipping and just changing. And I'm like, where is all of this wonderfulness coming from? What? I mean, and it's just crazy. It's just, it's, you know, things in the community, things within my marriage, things within my household, things within my finances. You know, everybody, there's so many people who are not getting paid, but we're getting paid. We did lose a check, right? And we won't get paid until later on in November, but it just kills me that there are people who work for the federal government that work alongside my husband, and they have to look at my husband and know that he's getting paid and they're not, and the weight that he carries knowing that he's getting paid and they're not. Jesus said, stay close to me, because I'm telling you, things are going to get really bad. And I just feel, I have a mixture of feelings, okay? All we're missing is one check. That's it. Everybody else is missing several checks. I'm just like, I'm at a loss for words, okay? And I have so much to be grateful for that it ain't even funny. And I say my life is 80-20, but I think Jesus would say it's more like 90-10. The protection, all the things that he's protected me from, all the things that could have happened that didn't happen. And when things did happen, the provisions that he made even within that. Y'all, Jesus is real. Jesus is real. All right, okay, let me get myself together. And, you know, my husband is retiring on his anniversary, which will be 21 years of working with Homeland Security. And that's in May. So I've got months to just prepare our minds and our finances and our hearts for a different style of living. Oh, we will be comfortable and God will provide, and I'm ready for it. I just needed to get over the initial shock, and I needed to see the positive as so much as opposed to the negative. I had to have a serious conversation with my husband. I had to get it out. You know what I mean? And there needed to be a serious understanding. And we are ready to move forward. We have already saved quite a bit of money by canceling unnecessary subscriptions, changing the way things are, moving money from one account, bringing it all to another account. And you know, I'm just teaching him, you know, you just can't have whatever you want when you want. You can't spend $20 a month on canned water. You're gonna have to start drinking from, you know, our filtered water. You can't just buy tons and tons of potato chips and all that. You're gonna need to learn discipline, and you're gonna need to learn that there are consequences for your actions. If you want to live a more free life, keep working. If you want to live, if you feel that you must not keep working, then even with all the blessings that come with it, you're still going to have a structured life, you know, and learn discipline. You know, he likes to eat my Atkins bars, so we'll get the family size for $13 at Walmart, and he gets a certain amount of bars. I don't know, is it 12 bars, 8 bars, or something like that? And I don't share my stuff with my husband. You have yours and I have mine. My husband is like Heifer from Rocko's Modern Life. He'll eat his snacks and then ask, can he eat yours? And he'll say it in this little boy voice, you know, and I'm telling you the truth. So you have to hide your food from him. If you want to have something, that's what you have to do. And, you know, it's like, I know he's been eating my pork rinds. I'm telling you, I know he's been eating my pork rinds. And I called him out on it. I said, I know you've been eating my pork rinds. You could have ate your July chips. I can't eat July chips on keto. All right? You need to eat your food and leave mine alone. I bought you, what do you call it? Pork rinds. And what happened? I bought you 2 big bags. 1 bag went stale because you didn't eat it. My husband is the type of person where if you got it, he want it. If you got some, he wants some. But if you buy him some, he may not eat it. But if you got some and he got none, he want to eat yours. And I told him, I said, Gary, I have to eat I have very strict eating. So you have to eat your stuff. I can't eat your stuff. So when you eat my stuff, you're taking away from my supply, which causes me to spend more money when you could just simply eat what you got for yourself, you know? And so Gary has his own refrigerator. He has a popcorn machine in his bedroom. He has the butter. He has the oil. He has the salt. He has sandwiches. He has a refrigerator in his room. He keeps his juices there, and now our kitchen has more space. We have more cabinet space. We have more space, and it's less traffic in the kitchen. You know, we're not getting in each other's way. I had to buy 2 trash cans, one to the left, one to the right, of the end of the, you know. And it's like, this has got to stop. This is just too much. And plus, we got the cat eating in there, and I was like, I'm going crazy. Sensory issues, big time. So Gary will say, can I have one of your peanut butter bars? And I'm like, Gary, I am on a diet lifestyle. I don't even eat 1 bar a day. I eat half a bar. There's discipline in that. Not just health-wise, but financial-wise, because these bars are not cheap, you know? And it's like, you know, Gary, I'm sorry, I don't like this. I don't like this, you know? And it's like, I'll buy you something, and then you'll gobble yours up and then want to eat mine. I refuse. You know, I refuse. So I have to hide my food from him. And I don't like doing that. But he's a big kid. He's a big kid. And it's like, I'm trying to hold on to my stash. I'm trying to hold on so that way I will have something for myself. There's tons of cans of soups out there. We got plenty of food in the kitchen pantry. And all of it is for him. None of it is for me because I'm on friggin' keto. I can't eat a container of beans and Campbell's chunky beef noodle soup and all that other kind of stuff, you know. And I just need him to understand that you gotta get a grip on your junk food eating. Hold on. So I had been buying him, I was trying to get him to, so he could eat more healthier too. You know what I mean? But, honey, it's a thing. It's a thing, and it's frustrating. But with him retiring now, he's going to be forced to learn that, you know what, you just can't gobble, you know. And all right, I am not finding what I want in here. Hold on a second. Let's use this. Nope, can't use that. Not until we use this. All right, so anyway, so what I told him is you're going to have to get control over your eating, your snack eating. So anyway, I like structure. I like discipline. I like order. I am a stupid perfectionist. I like all of that. But I'm going to put this on here, all of it, instead of tearing it and ripping it. So I'm just getting him to realize the reality of the decision that he is making, you know? That's all. So we've used this month to just spend, get all of the things that we were never planning to get, that we know we needed to get. And then come November, that's it. That's where I am. That's when he's going to really feel it, because we're gonna live like he's already retired. And I canceled one of my trips to Ocean City. That right there, that's $600 saved. Because when you think the hotel is $125 a night, okay, for the oceanfront view, 2 king beds, 2 queen beds, a full kitchen, all that stuff. And then you get your DoorDash, you got your fun shopping, you got gas. You're gonna get about 400, maybe more, because we gotta have fun money, play money, souvenir money, right? So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna let one go. And that's what I did. I let one go. I let one go. Had to. I was like, all right, so that looks good. Now I'm gonna put this flower here. So letting one go. We've never had a lot of bills anyway, to be honest with you. It's just our main living bills. You know, mortgage, condo fee, you know, electric. So that is a bless. But I have an Amazon credit card, y'all. I have an Amazon credit card and a gas card and 2 emergency visas. And they have no balance, except for the one where we charged the stuff for Sammy's blood work when he found out that he had leukemia. And I'll pay that off quickly. I will. And let's see. What do you think? How about that? I think, you know what? I don't think that this, I'm thinking this robe is getting on my nerves. Okay, let's see. What if I put that, I don't want to, I really didn't want to cover all that up. And I'm just thinking that would be too much. All right, let's just hold on for a second. Let's hold on for a second. So anyhow, y'all, that's my Susan Pepper. All right, so let's see. All right. I'm trying to figure out, y'all, what I want to do, what we can do, but we'll get it together. Love covers over all wrongs. All right, let's use the candle. So anyway, you know, I was crying last night, y'all, because I could not believe that civilians were actually going to the airport to feed TSA and air traffic controllers. And then I was feeling so sad, you know, about that, about what's going on. And I don't know, I just broke down in tears. But it wasn't just that. I realized that there was more going on with me as to why those tears were coming out. It was like frustration, you know, and it was sadness about different things, and it came out when I saw the TSA and the air traffic controller people having to get food like that. That was just it. All right, let me see what y'all, what am I gonna, okay, so anyway, oh, Jazzy, I did not get your email because I don't know, I didn't get it. I'll just try to resend it, pretty please, because you know I love y'all. So let me put this here like this. So anyhow, what happened? I was just sad. I really was. And then there is, and just when I'm I'm feeling good. You know, things are going good. You know, and when I say going my way, I'm having more time with Jesus. That's really all I wanted, was just peace and tranquility and quiet and order. And I want that time with Jesus uninterrupted, you know, and I got it for 4 days straight. And you know what? I'm believing him for tomorrow too, because that's what I wanted. When I say things going my way, that's what I was talking about. So I'm feeling good, right, y'all? And I'm happy about seeing weight loss results, and all of my efforts just finally really paying off in my eyes. You know, so it's what, 28 pounds in 6 months. That's slow to me, but you know, another thing that came my way that surprised me from the Lord was someone that I'm estranged to, you know, someone that was once in my life, and I had to say goodbye because they were toxic. So they passed away, and I was in their I had an inheritance, and I was like, I don't believe it. This is like the third inheritance I've received in my life. And I'm like, what the heck, you know? Praise Jesus, right? So I'm like thinking to myself, like, why? But you know, okay, it is. I don't feel guilty, y'all, because I said to this person, you are very toxic to me. I have to, you know, I have to part ways with you. This cannot continue because it's disturbing my peace. You know, I'm having nightmares and blah, blah, blah. So I would be like, I wouldn't expect an inheritance from you because we had to part ways, you know? And so this was a shock, and I was supposed to have received this inheritance a whole year ago. I'm just finding out about it like about a month ago. So I'm just gonna pay off my Jeep, and I'm gonna just put some away in savings, especially now with him retiring. And I'm going to treat myself to some things. And that's how that's going to work. That's how that's going to be. And it's just a lot of mixed emotions, you know. And it's like, you know, I'm sorry, money isn't the answer for every single thing, you know. And let me tell you, don't think that this money changes things. This doesn't change the way things were between us, you know. It just doesn't. Okay, I'll put that there. So it doesn't change. It doesn't change nothing. Thank you for the money. It was a blessing. And Jesus held it back for a year because he knew when I was going to need it. And, you know, and I prayed over how this money is to be spent. So we'll see. We'll see. We will find out. I have to wait and see. But okay, let's do this again. But it's all of these mixed emotions. And I found out that one of the reasons why this person did a lot of the horrible things that they did, the devastating things that they did, was because they had a mental disability. But it wasn't because they were, back in the day we called it retarded. You know, that's not cool to say these days, but that was the word that was how it was worded back then. And it was not that. It was due to poor diet, constantly eating tons of fried foods every day, and arteries blocked to the brain, causing dementia and all other kind of weird stuff. So I was dealing with a lot of emotions, you know, questions that took so long for God to answer, questions that I had asked God for years, and things are finally answered. The truth has come to light, and the truth shall set you free. All right, so I'm digging on this. All right, let's get let's see what else we can come up with. And so anyway, I'm feeling a bunch of mixed feelings. Okay, I have a lot on my plate, and I've been doing so well at managing everything because of the Lord, because of his grace. Okay, so I'm gonna put that there. And now I'm feeling like I don't want this here. All right, so with that being said, I said, Lord, please don't let nothing happen today. I said, please let today be like the past 3 days. No drama, no sadness, no nothing. And y'all, sorry, Susan. Y'all, let me tell you, I was concerned that my friend Sharon, who the Lord put in my life, I wasn't looking for her. She found me, and, you know, it's a long story. And that's how I got even closer to Cain, because I always knew Cain and her nephew, but not her. I didn't even know who she was. I just knew her nephew, and I knew Cain. I didn't even know about Sammy. So the Lord opens doors and makes provisions where you least expect it. He, you know, and I had told you all that, you know, I had gotten closer to Cain, and we were spending time together, and I made videos of Cain in my house where we babysitted him. And I told you all that we were going to be babysitting him, dog sitting him, in November for 10 days straight while she went to Florida. Okay, so what are we going to put here, though? I'm going to put something right there. And I was a little apprehensive because I felt like, y'all, 10 days is a long time to babysit a big old mixed husky. But it would be so much fun for him and Sammy to be together, you know, and I just looked at the positive, how this would benefit the cat, how this would benefit him, you know, and stuff like that. So what could go here? I was going to say it would have to be, let's put a quote there. I know you guys are probably thinking there's too many quotes as it is, but hold on a second. Oh, gosh. All right, we're just going to let it stay there. All right, let's put, oh, speaking of quotes, this is what I decided to do with this. I was going to take it back, but I told you guys if I did not find a purpose for this, I was going to take it back because this was $17. I found a purpose for it. So I had 2 pouches like this that was stuffed into a bigger pouch, which I showed you guys when I did my video once before of what's in my stationery bag. But now I'm able to have all of these in one pouch, and it expands pretty good. And then in here I have all of these quotes, these little die cut quotes. And I'm thinking that I want something long, and I was going to use this. Okay, wow, there we go. So I found a purpose for this. This has that California warning on it, so most Hobonichi stuff does, believe it or not. But there's nickel in the snap. This is dye, and this has canadium in it, if I'm saying it right. And there is the, you know, I'm just going to call it PFAS that is in this plastic. Keep this plastic in a cool place. Keep it away from heat. Don't rub it against your skin. you know, don't have like excessive contact with it, and keep it cool so that way these harmful chemicals are, minimized. This is the only Hobonichi plastic, whatever you want to call it, that I have left, and so I'm just going to keep it, and it is what it is. But these chemicals are in everything. You just really can't avoid it. All right, so I'm liking this. All right, so let's stick this on here. So Sharon gave me this. This was a gift that she gave me, and I put Andy's bell on it. And so I'm just wearing that, and then, so I just wear that in honor of her. Now, let me get back to that story. So just when I'm feeling like, you know what, things are really looking good, things are coming together, my house is more in order, and I'm, and just things. What if I put that right there? What do you think? Or do you think that it would look better here? All right, I'm gonna stick that there. All right, so anyhow, y'all, oh gosh, I need this. I need a bigger desk. I need that desk that Cherie got. I'm gonna tell you right now, I need that desk that Cherie has. That's a big desk. All right, so I have so anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So anyhow, what was I saying? My Lord. So my day is going good, y'all, right? My day is going good. And I spent time with the Lord. I knelt down by my window. I had both windows open. It's been gray skies and crazy wind, and I've just been enjoying myself. This is like the third warning that we have had tonight, y'all. The third warning. Oh my gosh. All right, so I apologize, y'all. I do keep that there, and then use it, change it up, get another one. I just do. It's a thing. Sorry. So I'm happy, right, y'all? And I'm like, Lord, I'm having a panic attack because I'm having anxiety right now, because I'm having this feeling like Sharon is not going to be able to watch Sammy, and we're not going to be able to go to Ocean City in December. And then I just like, flesh, get yourself together. Jesus is here. He's here. Just tell him what you need and what you want. Everything is going to work out. I promise. Everything is going to work out. So I'm telling myself this, and I talk to Jesus about it, and then I feel fine. I'm just having a fleshly, emotional moment. Now, why would I be concerned about that? Because all right, I'm not going to give you the details because it is a long story. But Sharon was walking Kane, the mixed husky that you guys have seen me do video shorts. Check my shorts. And while I was asleep, okay, she was walking him, and he snapped, and he attacked another dog. Just went charging. Dog was swinging it in its mouth, left and right, left and right. I mean, just swinging that dog like it was, that little dog like it was a rag doll. There was blood everywhere. People were screaming. People were pulling over on the side of the road. She was frozen in fear. She was stunning him. He wasn't responding. It was just the craziest thing. She's never seen him act like that. And I'm just going to leave it there. So it was just a real traumatic time. I mean, people were cussing at her. I mean, can you just imagine standing there frozen in shock while your dog is actually like killing another little dog? and another male dog, and everybody in the neighborhood is around you, and it's like they're throwing food at you. It's like, and they're cursing at you, and you're just standing there. And all she did was she just started calling out to Jesus, Jesus, help me, Jesus, help me, you know. And it was just so traumatic that this happened, you know, and I'm laying in bed asleep. So I just like could not believe this. So now we don't have to babysit Kane. And then I'm starting to feel guilty, you know, and all this kind of stuff. So she spent quality time with him, lovely time. They had to say goodbye because, you know, animal control had to come and take him, and you know, and all that. And I'm just going to spare you all the details because it is enough to make you cry, because it was enough. It would make you cry if I gave you all the details. So, and it's going to make me cry. It is, because I started the video feeling strong, and I found myself getting ready to cry. So I had to change the subject so I could get myself together. So, you know, I'm thinking, you know, that, hey, you know, he'll be rehoused, or he'll have to have a muzzle. But I never thought, nope, that's not going to work, that he would be put down. And like I said, it's a long, sad story. And I have to leave a lot out. But he's gone. And she called me today, and we have been just like crying. We were just like on the phone for hours, just crying and talking and ministering. And it's devastating to me and Gary. We cannot believe that Kane is gone. We just can't believe he's gone. But she is going to still be able to care for Sammy. And we can still go to Ocean City December and January like we planned. And that's great. That's great. And she's, man. Oh, God, I don't know what to say. They had to put him down. They came and they got him. And they took him down. And she's hoping that she can get his ashes, that she can get his remains. But the guy told her today, I doubt it. I doubt that you will be able to get his remains. Maybe I'll add a picture of him at the end of this video, but I was just devastated. I didn't think that they were going to put him down. He was so intelligent and intuitive. But they think that he had a brain tumor, that he had a neurological problem. He didn't see a demon. The dog wasn't evil or evil around the dog. It was like something triggered and made him snap, you know. And let's see, how can I put, what if we did gratitude journal? Or we could put I'm thank and then hyphen and then full. Or we can just do gratitude. Let's just try gratitude. I should use a pencil first. So I have just, I'm exhausted because I have just been crying so much. And now she's just all alone without Sammy because she gave Sammy to me. And the thing of it is, y'all, she tried to get him up to stay with her family where he could be in a better position, you know, and nobody would take him, you know. She tried to get her family to take care of Sammy for her. Nobody would take him. Okay, gratitude. Gratitude. All right, I can work that. So it was like she tried to find someone who could save that dog's life. That's backwards. And it didn't work. Let's just leave it at that. And it didn't work. And things would have been worse. They would have been a lot worse if it didn't go the way that it did. You know. And, you know, I just, there's a lot to be said. But everything happens for a reason. And like I said, there's a ton more to this story. Even supernaturally speaking, there's a ton more. And what do I want to say? I want to say that God is good and he's real. And what's his is his. And life goes on. And I want to say that love never dies. And I want to say that everything happens for a reason. For your learning, for your pruning, for your growth, for your protection. I want to say that I just can't believe that he's gone. I can't believe that on this earth I will never kiss him again. You know, he knew that I loved him. And I knew that he loved me. And he loved Gary. He had a great deal of respect for Gary. But they put him down. And I told her, I said, you know, when they put him on that table, the people in animal control were not evil. They were not mean. They put him on the table. They comforted him. They were petting him. And he got the needle. And his head just dropped. And he went to sleep. I told her that's how it happened. I said he wasn't being brutalized or, you know, he wasn't being mistreated or anything like that. I said, believe me, the people that put him down, it probably broke their heart to do that. But it's something that they, you know, you know what I mean? Oh, gosh. Gratitude. And I told her, I'm not saying this to make you feel better. This is the truth. I'm telling you, you know. I've been there, done that, you know, y'all who know my stories. And I told her that now you know, he's let's just let it go. Because if I tell you anymore, I'm going to just bust out crying. And I've been crying all day. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do gratitude journal tonight. That's what we're gonna do. No wonder there's a split in there. I was wondering why that was so loose. So you know, it's so important how we treat one another. It's so important how we love one another. It's so important that we just treat each other with love and kindness. Because you just don't know when it's going to all be over. And I don't like regrets. You know what I mean? I don't like regrets. Let me just do right from Jump Street. Let me just do right from Jump Street. All right. We need pink. All right, I want, you know, and it's just, my heart is just broken. It's like another animal has passed, and my gosh, y'all, it's like another one has passed. You know, so when she takes care of Sammy, it's just going to be her and Sammy alone, and I'm going to hate having to take Sammy from her. I really am. It's going to hurt me when I come back from Ocean City, you know, and have to take Sammy from her. That's going to break my heart. You know, it really and truly is, because I know that she is going to be alone. I know she's going to be alone, and it breaks my heart. It really does. Her in that house alone without Kane. Okay, so I did this pink and black, but it doesn't match that. That looks like my ChatGPT screen. Do y'all see the update that we got with, if you use ChatGPT text mode, you can change the color of the chat bubble. So my chat bubble is the black screen with the white words, but whenever I type, it's a pretty fuchsia chat bubble. I love how they did that. Now we can personalize that screen. All right, so do you think I should do pink or no? Nah, that blue would probably contrast. What if I did, what if I did this highlighter pencil that I use for highlighting? What if I use that? What do you think? You know what would be better? Orange. But I don't have this in orange. I really don't. Alright, I'll tell you what I do have. And I'm going to check and see if I do have it. I might not. Let's see if there's an orange. This, I don't think there is an orange. I think it's too brown. Alright, I want to keep that there because that's I consider that a highlighter. So yeah, y'all, it's been a stressful day. So I just said, you know what? I got to keep on keeping on. You know, I got to keep on doing what I need to do for me. So, you know, I cooked my dinner, cooked Gary's dinner, and I did an extra long workout, and prayed. I don't like this, y'all, but I'm gonna keep on with it. So what I'm gonna also do, I don't know if I'm gonna film it, but I'm gonna go to my pet planner thing that I got, and I'm gonna write down the day that we lost Kane. It's as simple as that, you know. I'm just gonna write it down. The day we lost Kane. But on a positive note, Sammy is doing really well. He's opened up tremendously, and he's just taken control of the house. He's a very calm, patient cat, and very loving and affectionate. He's not big on being held for a long period of time, but he loves kisses, you know, and he loves to be chased. All right, so I'm just going to do that. Oh, Lord have mercy. You know what's missing? You know exactly what's missing. Those of you who know me, y'all know what is missing. I'm going to do, I can't find my thin pen. Where's that fine point that I only use for doodling? Okay, here's the fine point. So yeah, y'all. Yeah. It is definitely a sad day today. Because we loved Cain so much. If you know anybody who's experienced anything like this, where a dog just snaps like that, please share it in the comments. Any experience that you know of. You know, I would love to hear about it. And like I said, I want to give y'all the rest of the details, but I know I'm going to break down in tears. I mean, when I first came on, I started breaking down. Just the thought of sharing this with you all made me just like lose it, and I had to talk about this instead and change the subject, you know. What do I want to say? So I'm gonna use this therapy. Use this therapy to, you know, to keep from crying. But I'm gonna allow myself to cry and allow myself to grieve the loss of a friend, you know. But I mean, you would see Cain all the time for the past 6 years, you know. So I'm just saying. You know, I said I was going to make a list of all the people that I'm subscribed to that are in the planner journaling community, because I wanted to give everybody a shout out, even if they never know. But it would be an opportunity for maybe there's somebody that you guys know or don't know that you might be interested in, you know. Maybe I'll do that now, because you know what, this is all about gratitude and just appreciating. I don't know what to do on this side. I think I'm just going to just do like this. And I just feel like, you know what, this is a great time to just acknowledge people. People feel good when you acknowledge them, you know, because we're all in this together, and everybody just wants to be loved. Loved, recognized, appreciated, all of that good stuff, you know. I can hear little Sammy now. He's going to come in here in a minute. I can hear his little bell. And we have a communication between each other. When I hear his bell, look, that's him. Hey, Sammy. He'll shake his bell at me, and then I'll shake Gappy and Andy's bell at him. And then that's a little communication thing that we got. Hey, man. So, yeah, he's here. He's so loving. You know, let's just do that right there. Okay. And then we'll do this one right here. Okay, and then we'll do one right here. And then we'll do one right here. And then we'll do that right there. And then this right here. I don't even know if I'm in frame. Good Lord. So I'm going to leave that like that for now. Let me just raise up. See, I'm not coming out there, Sammy. Okay, yeah, you guys can see. Yay. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is, so that's going to be this page. I don't think I'm done. And then this is this page. And then look at how this comes through. This is what I don't like about Stalogy paper. It's just like the Hobonichi paper. You can't do nothing. You know, you can't do nothing with this. But it's okay. You want to know why? Because where are we at? We're at 54 minutes. We are gonna, let me see if I can find something, a type of background. A cafe maybe. So yeah, y'all, I feel the tears wanting to come right now. It's all good. Okay, here's one. Here's one. All right, so, you know, it is what it is. It's you know, what's sad is the fact that we're gonna miss him. Okay, that's the loss, the grief, right? But it's just the way that everything happened. You know, that's what I'm talking about. It's the way that everything happened. You know, isn't this nice? I don't have any use for it, but I'm gonna figure something out. All right, so, that's the most brokenhearted part about it, is the way that this all happened. Now, if you guys are wondering, well, what happened to the dog that he attacked? Well, that dog survived. Okay, he needed stitches, but I just want to paint a picture for you, and that picture that I want to paint is, it reminded me of A Color Purple. Remember in the movie A Color Purple, when all of the people were surrounding Oprah and calling her names and throwing things at her because she hit the lady, and it was in the street? That is kind of how it happened with Sharon. You know, there was just the neighbors from all over, and the amount of people that were just cursing at her, and people that were driving by that pulled their car over, and she just was frozen in fear, crying. And when she finally was able to say something, she was crying out, "Jesus, help me. Jesus, help me. Jesus, please help me." You know, I was surprised that she didn't pass out. I really am. I'm surprised that she did not pass out. Because I'm telling you right now that I thought she was going to tell me that she fainted. I'm serious. Because that kind of craziness, you know, that kind of intensity of what was going on, the crowd of people, you know, the slurs, that was devastating. It was devastating. Sharon is a 75-year-old woman who is only 4 feet tall. She's a cute little thing, like a Cupid doll. Long blonde hair. But her hair is like white blonde. And it's not even dye. It's good genetics. So, I'm just going to tell you like it is. You know, she's a tiny little thing. And let me tell you, Cain could would easily overpower her. Easily, you know. But with that being said, you know, it is what it is. And we're doing what we can, you know. There's so much to this story. It is, y'all. Oh, my gosh. All right, so I'm liking this right here. And for those of you who do not like long videos, I sincerely apologize. But for those of you who love long videos, this is great, isn't it? All right, so let's do let's write something. I never get to use this pen. Let me try and use it, but I think this is blue ink though. All right, I'm going to stand up for a little bit. Okay, this is, you know, these are the wrong dates. You know that, right? I think today is October the 28th. I'm just going to put down that it is, I'm just going to put down November 1st. because I messed this up. Having the wrong dates. I could white it out, but we're just going to let it go. Today, the one thing that I am grateful for today. Okay, so the one thing I am grateful for today is I was blessed to have had a relationship with Cain, a mixed husky. I've never even met a husky up close, unless I went somewhere and somebody was walking them in Annapolis or something. You know, it was an honor, it was a privilege to have had a relationship with Cain. And that is the one thing I am grateful for today, is the relationship that I had with Cain. And the joy that he brought me. If I'm going to write for a long time with a pen like this, I'm going to pull out one of my little, these things, and they help protect. So if you got a favorite pen that doesn't have a really good soft thingy gripper, or if it's like this, that's the way to go. Y'all, what am I gonna do? That's how I'm feeling. That, you know, that I had a relationship with Cain. And why do I highlight that? Because other people didn't get to have the relationship with him that I had in this whole community, you know. And that when I look at that's Jesus, you know. That's Jesus. Because he allowed me to have that, you know. It's 6 years, you know. Oh, man. But, I mean, you guys never heard me talk about Cain before until recently, you know. So that is what the one thing I am grateful for. I used to have a book that was all my complaint. It was a complaint book. And the book was just so filled with negativity, I had to throw it away, y'all. I had to get rid of it. And I'm not going to go down that road again. You know, I just want to focus on the positive. And just like you said, Jazzy, just one thing at a time, right? Just one thing I'm grateful for. You know, I'm grateful that I don't eat this stuff anymore. As much as I miss it, I'm grateful that I don't eat this stuff anymore. I'm grateful for discipline. I'm grateful that I'm not gobbling, or, you know, that I can control myself with this, because this is so good. I just need to help him, you know, with that. But yeah, so what I want to do now, while we're here together, hold on, YouTube. Now, if you want, you can go ahead and you can leave the video here if you want to, because all I'm going to do right now is share with you. I'm going to just call out some names of some other channels that are involved in, you know, what do you call it? Journaling, that I watch that you may not know about. That is a blessing to me. Everything Marnie. Let's see here. And like I said, just the ones that are for journaling. All right, let's hold on. Crafting to cope. Crafting to cope. Crafty Girl Chronicles. That's my Jazzy. Okay. Hey, Jazz. All right. Let's see. What else? Estella Wilson Creations and Estella Plans. AJ's Inspired Life. Mom Needs a Clone. Susan Pepper. That was what, like Chaos with Susan? She's the one that was like, y'all. Plan with April. Life with Lisa Ann. Not Lisa Marie, but Life with Lisa Ann. Lucy's Crafts and Coffee. Life with Tanisha RN. Talks from the Heart. Be Planner Happy. And I already said Estella Plans. Whoops, I did it again. Let's see here. Of course, Live, Love, Posh, right? But that's not like really journaling. Cherie McGinnis. That's my girl. Cherie, my sweetheart. My baby. Yeah, Cherie, my baby. She does everything, but she does journaling, you know. Plans with Amanda. Treasure Books. I know y'all know Tasha from Treasure Books. Troy Nicole. Planarista 101. You know, Tasha, I believe her name is. Plans in the Making. Planning Life with Aaron. Coffee and Planners. This one is called Never Hopeless by Elizabeth. What is he doing? That cat is standing on his 2 legs, y'all. He's standing on his 2 legs. Oh, my Lord. Okay, let me keep going. Lori Dean Plans. Please keep her in your prayers because she's dealing with some serious health issues. Krista David. Christine Louise on Paper. Amy Roberts. The Miss Maker. Oh, Perfectly Imperfect. Jenny's Cupboard. Carolyn's Crafty Corner. Joy to Plan. Black Mountain Faith. Tay Creative Journaling. Tay. Tay. Jeannie J, and that's Jeannie, Geni. Judy of JLB Crafts. Black Mountain Plans. And I think that is it. Yes, that is it for the journaling stuff. So shout out to all of those people. Those are the people that I'm subscribed to. Those are the people that in some way or another have motivated me or inspired me in some way. I actually need to watch them a little bit more. So yeah, if I named anyone that you've never heard of and you want to give them a chance, give them a shout out, do so. And I will see you, God willing, in the next video. Bye.